And welcome everyone to another ALTTPR League race between the Swedish Rubbers and Hyrule Track and Field, featuring Hobojim and hXcjedders. This is the casual boots mode, which is standard mode, but you get boots to start. It's one of my personal favorite modes. So we will be getting underway here shortly, and we'll see what this seed has to offer. Wouldn't mind seeing some early predictions in chat, and what do you think one of the key items will be in this race? And it looks like they are off. Uncle blessing his long life ahead, which I'm sure is not any kind of death flag. Nice full heart to start off. As you can see in casual boots mode, you can immediately dash through bushes even though you don't have your sword yet. Just a minor, I don't know what to call it, glitch. Makes things go a little faster. Got a prediction from chat of the mirror being a key item. Not a lot from these front chests. We do see a 20 rupee in that chest there. You can tell both these players are used to casual boots. I do like early boots. No Hyrule walking tours here. Of course, that also means the tree, the lumberjack tree, is immediately bonkable, which means something could definitely be on Lumberjack Ledge. Just a piece of heart in that chest. I believe that's the map chest. So as far as the tournament goes, Hyrule Track and Field has 9 points and the Swedish Rubbers has 6, as you can see on the bottom of the screen there. Hyrule Track and Field having 3 wins, 2 losses, and Swedish Rubbers having 2 wins and 3 losses. Got a small key from that chest that will come into play a bit later in the escape. Question about Hobojim's sprite. I actually can't recognize that off the top of my head. Jetter's using the Omega sprite from Chrono Trigger. Getting information from chat, that's the Mike Jones sprite. That's a new one on me. Small paper plate shield in that chest there while we take Zelda on out of here. From Star Tropics. Nice. The boots are helping with the escape time here. Get Zelda to dash on through this room with you. So no map yet. There's a map somewhere in one of these chests. We've already gotten the small key. Pretty low on items to start with so far. In fact, you could almost say it's vanilla with just the sword and the shield there. Other than having boots, this is true. I almost don't count that. Interesting to see the pathing for these two runners is nearly the same, so they are very well familiar with this form of play. Oh, there's the map. Thank goodness, now we'll know where to go. So far, timing-wise, these racers are staying pretty even. No accidents, so far so good. Just a bunch of rupees in the back of escapes, and no items other than a sword and a shield. And the sword was guaranteed, so... Perhaps Kakariko will have the items we're looking for. Or it could be here in Sanctuary, we will see. A shovel! Hooray, fetch quests! And looks like, yep, both runners going directly to Bonk Rocks. That's a very normal move in casual boots coming right out of Sanctuary. Just some arrows. No map check from these runners, so we don't know the state of the overworld yet. Oh, there's a nice hoarder's got some red rupees for us. Got some extra cash in the beginning here. It can sometimes be difficult to manage the hoarder as it's running around like that. We got a suit of armor on that lumberjack ledge, so unlikely the runners will be coming back for that. Jetter's doing some more farming, as you should do. Already has nearly 400 rupees. Actually, both of them have the same. Piece of heart in the Lost Woods. I don't know what to call that. Oh, that's the mushroom location, right? And only some arrows at the at that tree or is it tree? Yeah, tree stump. Sorry, I don't know every location name. That's my bad. Should study. So almost nothing except a shovel to show for all that work. Jetter's digging for some bombs. Interesting idea. But wow, so far only a full canister of magic. Ah, forest hideout, thieves hideout. Thank you. Hobojim going straight for the shop to buy some bombs. And gets his money back, 50 rupees. Ooh, Jetter's pulling a fake flipper. and shows up down at near the Ice Rod Cave. As chat pointing out, has the money for Zora. So this may be an early Zora check here. Still looking for bombs, though. At least I imagine. Oh, there we go. 8 bombs. That's excellent. The bottle vendor not having anything of worth. I think it was a big 20 if I saw it right. Oh, look, here's some bombs. 50 rupees at the Ice Rod location. Wow, we are still dry of items, except for that shovel. The well had nothing. Jetter's dashing around the water like he owns the place. Sees a bottle on the island. That could be interesting. Quake, not exactly progression, but it's something. Quake in Blind's Hut, and I saw a bunch of rupees, I believe, at Waterfall Cave. And nothing in Blind's Hut. Wow, there's like a whole bunch of nothing going on here. Jetters might have enough for Zora at 1,200 rupees. Maybe. And gets 10 bombs for the effort. There's your bombs, Jetters. And Jetter's heading back. Nothing at the library. Jetter's heading for the hobo under the bridge, I imagine. Looks like. And Hobo going for the race game. I don't believe they checked the item first, so they're just diving straight in. Just 3 bombs. So we're still looking for some kind of real progression here. Oh, we found gloves on the hobo under the bridge. While that is progression, technically it's out of logic because we don't have flippers yet. Hobo with the swag digging and finds a lamp in the forest. Or rather, Haunted Grove, I should say. That could point to Aga 1, and the fact that we haven't seen much progression kind of says we are going to have to do Aga 1. Depends on where the flippers are and what's in South Shore Cave, or Mini Moldorm Cave, I should say. Eastern is also a possibility. Thank you, chat. Second sword at the dam. Aga 1 just opened up. I bet that's exactly what's going through Hobojim's mind right now. Jetters is checking through Kakariko, looking desperately for some kind of progression, and we'll find none. Except for a Quake Medallion and Blind's Hut, which they already got. Got a blue pot over at the dam under the lake. So maybe Sick Kid has something. Master Sword making these mini Moldorms a bit easier. Having 6 hearts doesn't hurt either. So I wonder if those gloves are going to help with Jetter's routing and progression here. Now we get a mushroom in the Mini Moldorm Cave, and that's it. And we know that Ice Cave has nothing. So right now we have a mushroom And we have Aga 1 access, and we have gloves that we're not supposed to have yet. That's pretty thin already. So, Sahasra's Closet, Eastern Palace. I don't think we've had a map check yet either, which is kind of interesting. Hobo about to be disappointed. Agnes Cave, says chat, and I would agree that is a possibility. Would not be the first time. Finally, a map check. We get a blue pendant over at Desert and white crystals over at Eastern and Hera. Jetter's gonna check the dig spot and find that lamp. Hobo heading over to Eastern. Wow, nothing in Sahasra's closet. So Hobo's going to go ahead and go to Eastern, and I don't blame him. Trying to find a way to avoid Aga 1 at this point. Reason for that being Aga 1 tends to take about 5 minutes or so, which is a long time, and we'd rather avoid it if possible. Jedders working their way through Mini Moldorm will find a whole lot of nothing in there, except a mushroom. First chest in Eastern is just a compass. So, Jedders, I believe you've checked all the water spots. He may go over to Agana, looks like. Interesting routing from Jedders so far. Ah, he didn't do the dam. Never mind. This actually isn't a bad way to route in Agana as well. Got a piece of heart in Eastern for that second chest. And Jedders finds out the bad news that Aga 1 is now open. At this point, both runners are desperately trying to avoid Aga 1. But they may not get away with it. Hey, Eastern Big Key. That makes things a little easier. And the big chest has powder, which is totally useless at this point. Still need a hammer or Dark World Axis and a mirror to get there. Unless there's another way, which I'm not aware of, which is possible. Yes, all the fetch, indeed, chat. Indeed. Agnes Cave is a bust. Unless there's something really interesting in Eastern, we're headed for Aga. Oh, although Jedders has an interesting thing where he got the glove from the hobo, so he can go up to Death Mountain. Question is, can he find enough items to skip Aga 1 completely? But we just found the Moon Pearl over in the Eastern Big Key chest. Oh my. So even if Jedders does find something like a hammer or mitts, will they go over to Eastern to look for that Moon Pearl, or will they go straight for Aga 1? Logically, we need Aga 1, but if Jedders finds some more progression up here, that could be interesting. $300 from the old man. I thank you for leading me out of that cave, sir. But yeah, we do have, let's see, two, well, actually just one fetch quest, the mushroom. Jedders finally doing a map check. Probably going to Eastern. Might go for the mushroom, though. Nope, goes straight for the Eastern. I think Jedders may go straight for Eastern Palace after checking Sahasrala's closet. In my experiences, you know, if it gets to around the 25-minute mark and you still don't have Dark World access and you have Aga 1 access, may as well just go do Aga 1 at that point. Oh, I forgot about Sick Kid. Sorry, my bad. So let's see if Sick Kid has something interesting. Also known as Lazy Kid. A single arrow for your efforts. Honestly, at this point, in Hobo's position, I see nothing else but Aga 1. Oh, I believe he's going to go for Zora, though. Because he just, unfortunately, killed the Hoarder there. We'll have to respawn him. Almost killed him again, but now he has enough rupees for Zora. Still don't know what's at that mushroom. I stand corrected on that. As you can see, both winners still working on ways to avoid Aga 1. Hobo's going to find the gloves here under the bridge. That'll be interesting. And we are joined in the booth by Amarith. Welcome.
Good evening. How is it going so far?
It's beginning to look a lot like Aga.
Ew, that is disgusting.
Yeah, we're having trouble finding anything that isn't Aga 1 only. We've got a Moon Pearl in Eastern Big Key chest. We do have a glove on Hobo, but that's out of logic. And of course, we have the Aga 1 care package of a lamp and 2 swords.
Oh, of course. Nothing wouldn't be complete without the care package.
And yeah, taking a death there. When you get hit in Fate Flipper mode, that's what happens. That's going to be irritating for Hobo, that's for sure.
Yeah, from what I was poking in just before I joined in the booth here, it doesn't look like there was really much in that area, so he's not really losing out on anything, so...
Yeah. Although it is interesting, Jedders rescued the old man, but then didn't continue on up to Spectacle Rock. There might actually be something up there. And Jedders finds that Moon Pearl over at Eastern.
Yeah, well, very unlikely. Even just the one item that's sitting inside of Spec Rock, if it is the one thing that could help you avoid Aga, hey, if it does, that's a really big payoff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that the runners were trying to avoid it at all costs. But it looks like Jedders has finally bitten the bullet and is going for Aga 1.
Yeah, just when you run out of options, just gotta go for it.
Yeah, and after the 20-minute mark, I support this move. I think it's a good move. There's not much at Spectacle Rock that would help here that's in logic. Out of logic, there could be.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I would take an out of logic hammer or mirror and just like continue through the mountain.
That is true. Nope. It's just a piece of heart. We are Aga-bound.
Off to Aga Jim goes. But hey, at least he knows there's that mail there for when he gets the mirror later.
Oh, joy. And let's see, there was also a mail upgrade on Lumberjack Ledge, so you can go straight to red if you prefer.
Hmm.
Someone call Andre, we got an Aga seed. No? Anyone? Okay, fine. So, chat, if you want to have a little game, we can try and guess how many of the wonderful blue-type balls that Aga likes to fire at you, just to aggravate you further. What's the maximum on that? There is a maximum.
I believe it's 15 if you don't miss any of the
15.
The guaranteed reflectable balls.
Okie dokie. This is kind of an unofficial game, not like our Ganon's Big Key game, but it's a fun little game to play. As a bonus, you can guess flat slashes of frustration with the more blue balls that come up.
Yeah, I think the average to see is about 2 or 3, something like that.
Usually seems like more.
It always seems like more.
I think I had a seed just today that I raced that had 6 blue balls. I was not happy.
I would not be either. Even just having to go see him is a pain, and then having to deal with that many blue balls. No, thank you.
Definitely.
Jim about to be disappointed here by the king of scams for those, I believe it was a 10-pack of bombs, the Uncle Bombs.
Yeah, pretty expensive bombs. And I'm sure Hobojim is about to bite the bullet and go for Aga, because really there's nothing else. Wait, we never did check mushroom, did we?
I don't think we did.
No, we did. And I think both runners know that there's not much that they could have that would be of worth. I mean, yes, they could have hammer or mitts.
And boy, wouldn't you feel silly after the fact.
Fair, but it's also one location, and yeah, it's getting kind of late in the early game, so I would definitely go for Aga 1 at this point.
Yeah, just see what's going on Pyramid. What's really left in Logic? In Logic is just pod, front of pod, and if that ends up bow lock, then you know that mushroom is a bow.
Yeah, that is definitely possible. So far, no blue balls from Aga 1, though.
Oh, he's being nice today.
Jinx it, please, jinx it.
Oh,
There's
there it
one.
is. Of course.
I'm going to root against the runners this time because I got frustrated, so they deserve it too. Ha ha ha. So far, only one, though. Oh, I think it's one more hit, yeah?
I haven't been properly counting, so...
Yep, there it is. Just one blue ball. Professor Pixie is our winner.
Hooray!
Who is also tracking for us. Thank you very much.
Proving once again that the Restream team has things rigged.
Clearly. Piece of heart on the ledge there.
So logically, if it's not the mushroom, it has to be in pod, our answer.
Yeah, we don't have... we do have gloves, although they're out of logic, but we don't have a hook shot to get over to the other side. And no hammer to go south either. Actually, hammer you could enter from a number of locations, so...
Yeah, and I don't blame Jedders for checking this just because...
I don't either.
Catfish is so easy to orphan off and just get rid of it. It's the last check in the area, and then you'll just never have to come up this way again.
I agree. Yeah, I try and get rid of the pyramid ledge and catfish as soon as possible. All right, fish, what you got? Just a piece of heart.
All he has to give you is a little bit of love. That's all.
Jetter's heading back. I would almost save and quit at this point. It might be faster.
I'm not sure. If you would start on the pyramid, I think it would definitely be faster, but because he doesn't have the mirror, you wouldn't start on the pyramid. You'd start at Link's house and have to run all the way up and pass those annoying guards.
True, but with boots, it makes it easier. I don't know.
I'm sure someone has timed it.
Someone, somewhere. So yeah, front of pod looks like the next move. Unless that mushroom's something interesting. This has become a extremely linear seed at this point.
And those are always the really weird ones where it's like, okay, you must go exactly here. What, you didn't make the exact right call? Why not? How didn't you know?
And of course, the runner's trying desperately to avoid Agawam, but sadly could not get the items for it. So now we'll get to see what's in pod, and if indeed it's bow lock, then you are right. The mushroom would be the bow.
Or hammer some way around to get to a bow, or otherwise.
Good point.
Alright, moment of truth time, Jedders. What do we got here?
You must proceed further. Ah, there's our map check. So 5 and 6 crystals in Skull and Ice. I believe that was a green pendant on Turtle and the blue pendant on Swamp.
I thought it was Thieves Town.
Oh, Thieves Town. Right. Okay. I tried to memorize it. I almost got it. TR pendant. That means it's required.
Of course, it'll be required. All right. There's our big key.
So again, jump right down to the basement. Probably get another small key, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Yep, only one more non-key item can be in the front here.
Right, the front of pod has at least 4 small keys.
I have had the rare occasion lately where I did get 6 small keys in the front, and that was extremely strange and blew me away.
I believe Jedders is prepping for the Mimic clip, yes? I haven't seen this method, though. That's interesting.
Yeah, Jedders can do it unbuffered pretty well. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth. Interestingly, Hobo is also in pod now, so actually the runners are quite close to each other.
Yep, and Jedders looking like he's preparing a death warp real quick.
Yep. And gets a heart.
Oh, there was a little bit inside me that was like, please let that be the sand cart. Like, just, because I'm on Jim's team. I can say it. I can have those deep thoughts on the back of my mind that's like, oh, come on, Jim, I believe in you. I may not vocalize on the entire time on this commentary, but I believe in you, Jim.
I actually had that happen too. I was in Hyrule Castle, and I was going down to Zelda's cell, and I was damaging down for Death Warp. And guess what was in Zelda's chest?
Of course, the sand cart or a piece of heart that filled you to full.
It was the sand cart, and I had 8 hearts. So yeah.
Always the ruiner of fun.
Of course.
Alright, heading into the back where the party of pod tends to be, all the items. 4 more potential non-dungeon items left.
Let's see. So we did get a small key in the basement. So this is still in logic, even though we broke logic for the Bowlock side. Although I don't know how the keys line up, though. Got a camera unlock glitch on Hobo's side. That is the easier glitch, I think. I always use it.
Yeah, pretty simple to pull off. Just as long as you don't hit that right input, you're usually fine.
Yep. There's
a bow.
That puts the rest of the dungeon in logic. Just no hammer to go with it.
Yep, that bow was indeed in logic.
Oh, I wonder
double checked a bit.
I wonder if we found all the items in Eastern. Was anyone counting the items in Eastern? I know we saw 2 at the very least.
Let's see, Eastern had the pearl, there was...
Piece of heart as well.
And and then.
But I'm drawing a blank. Jedder's going for the mushroom item. We'll see if this is where it is, or if I was right and only 2 items were found in Eastern. I hate those red guards.
They just move too fast. It's a little just weird.
Although, funnily, it's diagonally they're fast. Horizontally, they're not that fast. Hammer!
Oh my goodness.
So, get this. If they turned in the mushroom with the gloves and the moon pearl, they could have avoided Aga 1. Out of logic, but they could have avoided it.
But still, that's gotta feel bad, though, for Hxjedders, though. And Jim's gonna feel that, too, once he turns in that mushroom as well.
Yep. I don't blame him, though. I mean, it's 1 check versus just getting on with Aga 1 and going with it. And technically, the glove was out of logic, so...
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I probably would have hinged on it just because there was that, like, 50,000 seed study that's like, if the mushroom turns up early, there's, like, some really high chance that it has progression on it, so...
Oh, I had not heard of that study.
Yeah, they did it a little while ago. I think it was something like a 35% chance that the mushroom has some sort of progression item on it if it turns up early in the seed.
Yeah, I just kind of take that as a general thing. If I see something early in the seed, it's a key item I need to pay attention to. But that is funny that if they'd continued to broken logic, they could have actually avoided Aga 1. But fortunately for both runners took Aga 1. So here goes Hxjedders into Eastern.
Jim, where are you going? Are you heading to Catfish after this? Is that what you're up to?
I wouldn't blame him for that. Getting information in chat saying that percentage on the mushroom was actually 18%, but that's still pretty darn significant.
Yeah, it's at least 1 in 5, so I would take that.
That's pretty big. So yeah, looks like Hobo may be heading for Catfish.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, there is probably an item here in Eastern Palace that was not yet picked up, so...
Imagine if it's the flippers. Think about that logic for a minute. Aga 1, get the bow from Pod, come back to the light world, get the flippers, get the glove, and then the mushroom leads you to the hammer.
Well, actually, being that the hammer was in logic, I actually could see the flippers possibly being in, like, Hype Cave even, or along the South Dark World.
Well, no, because glove was under the bridge, which required flippers, so...
Well, I'm saying that the flippers could be there. So you don't need the gloves.
Oh, with that. Oh, if you do Aga 1, then you go south. I get you.
Mm-hmm.
I was not thinking Aga dimensionally. Okay, so we did get all the items at Eastern, so...
Just clearing it out and probably going to hop on down to Pod, finish out Pod, and just be done with the area. That's what it looks like.
Yep, that makes sense.
Mirror.
That does make good sense.
Jim looking like he's probably going to go turn in his mushroom and receive the hammer disappointment.
The hammer of disappointment. Stupid red card. Where was the hammer, you ask? Funny you should ask that right about now. Hobo's about to get his. You'll have to leave the screen first, but then we'll come back and get our hammer. So, with the linear nature of the seed, Hxjedders definitely has the lead at this point.
Yeah, but they're still fairly close together. It's about the spread that they've had since the Aga play started, at the very least.
Yeah, you're right, I think. If the seed starts opening up really fast, then we may start seeing divergence, and that will make it less clear who's in the lead.
It's looking like Jim heading over to the village of Outcasts instead of going and doing what Jedders was doing and finishing off Pot Eastern, just looking for probably a little bit more firepower to come back to kill Armos Knights and Helmsword King, maybe find Silvers before having to go back there and just kill off those fights faster. Oh, I'm gonna go turn in the powder first.
Oh, I forgot about this. Quickly to the Batcave.
And we get
the flute. That's interesting.
That's useful. Especially since we do need to go to Misery Mire at some point.
So the question is, when will Jedders go there?
I would imagine he'll probably make it as soon as he goes to Village of Outcasts. He'll probably head Hammer Pegs and do South Dark World after this, I would imagine, then end up in Village of Outcasts area, probably turning in around then, so like 5-6 minutes from now, maybe.
Chat pointing out 3 of the 4 fetch quests actually came up with good items. The dig spot had the lamp, the mushroom had the hammer, and as we just saw, the powder had the flute.
3 for 4, that's strange.
Some people might count the single arrow as an important item. Maybe. Which is what Sick Kid had. Yep, Hobo heading for Village of Outcasts, it looks like.
Probably feeling something is hiding over in Thieves Town, I bet.
Yeah, that's where the hammer would point. I do like Jedders' idea of finishing off the Eastern Twins. Good point. Thieves Town is a pendant, which, depending on your point of view, can actually hold progression often.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times lately I've seen like Ice Rod on a blind, or
yes,
a Fire Rod in the first 4. It's just it always seems to be something lately.
First 4, that would be kind. Jedders taking down the kitty dinosaur, as they call it. So we were out of items in pod. Bow in pod. How typical.
Yeah, one day this game will start surprising me again. Till then, flippers are on Laser Bridge, yada yada, all the silly stuff.
Hook behind Laser Bridge or whatever. Yep.
Whatever seems to be tickling your fancy that day for wherever just terrible place we want to put items.
So you see, when chat comes up with worst case scenarios, they're practicing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Hobo checking out Skull Woods, which I like checking this as soon as I get to the Dark World over here.
Yeah, a lot of people just consider it sort of like an extension of Overworld, and I
do too. Find some arrows in that one chest. Hut Cave on Jedders' side.
I mean, Ether Medallion.
Yeah. And a blue cane. Not sure what happened on Hobo's side.
I think Hobo may have hit that rare hard lock glitch, and that could be bad.
Uh-oh.
Because I saw him fall down a hole and take damage.
Oh.
And then on top of that, there's another like glitch on top, like that works with that in Skull Woods. So I don't know if he just regular like double died or did bad double die. Either way, not good.
We just saw mitts off of the Stumpy. But yeah, that's... Let's see how bad it got. Okay, I think it was just before they went to Village of Outcasts, so not terrible, but not good to have.
Still has to get his flute and
Yeah.
get back in there, but overall not too bad of a loss because he didn't really find anything in Skull Woods.
Right.
So.
Not nice, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, at least his last save was not too long ago.
Remember, save often. No, often racers don't save that often, just save some time. But then stuff like this happens. Jitter's going to check out hammer pegs and likely check out the blacksmith chain. I was actually not aware of that double die glitch. That's something to keep in mind. Oh, ice rod at hammer pegs.
Not the rod we wanted to see.
For various reasons, this is true. Especially with mitts and hammer and let's see. No, wait, we don't have Death Mountain access because we need either mirror or hookshot.
Well, actually, I'm trying to think here. Could Trinex actually hold something that we need? The only thing that I think he could be holding that we need could be a medallion or the hook shot at this point, because one of the gloves was Flipper's locked, so it can't be Flipper's. Maybe mirror?
Yeah, mirror or hook shot are good guesses, I think.
But that's about all that Trinex could really be holding, and that would have to have it specifically on Trinex for that ice rod to be useful.
That is a good point.
Well, or the green pennant, but because Turtle Rock, it's an extension of Trinex holding it.
Yeah, you may as well just say it's behind Trinex. Jitter's dipping into Pendant Thieves Town.
And Jim's going to make his trip around the village real fast, find out what all is going on in here. I didn't see if Jedders hit all the outcast checks, or if he just went right in.
I didn't quite catch it either. I think he did at least some checks, maybe not all of them. Big 20 from that chest. I believe he still needs the big key.
Big key was in the first or second chest.
Yep. Looks like he's going to dive in further. I don't really blame him.
Well, considering all that he has, the only options left at this point is Skull Woods.
Yeah, actually, there aren't that many locations left.
Jim may dip out of here because, having only found one item, he may leave. Still could potentially do all of the South Dark World, pick up his gloves, and then say, hey, maybe I need to go to the Mire area.
So, after picking up that Blue King, wouldn't that open up Spike Cave?
Yes, it would. Spike Cave is in logic at the moment. You have Hammer and
Oh dear.
Because Blue Cane don't care how much health you have, you can make it through all of Spike Cave on a Blue Cane with a regular magic bar.
Also of interest, though, with the mitts in hand, if Jedders gets the flute, then he can go to the Mire area.
Yep, he just has to remember to hit up the magic bat once he gets out of here, and probably grabs the smith and goes and turns him in.
That would make sense. Pixie bringing up an interesting point. TR could have Bombos for Mire if Bombos is what unlocks Mire.
Yep, I'm sure once the runners have each of the runners have their respective access to get to the Mire area, we'll be finding that out soon.
Definitely. Seed is a little linear, but it's also a little convoluted the way everything is set up. We still haven't found the flippers, which I find very interesting.
Yeah, so technically my area would be out of logic unless we find the flippers here. No.
Nice try.
Hey, I'm allowed at least. I think we're allowed to try that at least once per race. So
I'll give you credit if it's in the big chest.
It's an extension because it was a small key. Yeah, maybe.
Nope.
Hey, it's blue at least.
It is blue. Yeah, I'm gonna be really interested to figure out this logic once we get flippers. Yeah, he was caught at the edge of the platform there. I've had that happen once or twice.
I don't think we actually saw the second item in Skullwood, so flippers could actually be there.
That's a good point, because we had the double death from Hobo. I don't know if he actually checked that room.
No, because he checked the pot prison room that had the 10 arrows. The one where the floor drops out was just a key, I believe, and then he didn't get into the pinball room.
Okay. Nice to see my memory hasn't gone yet. Yeah, Jedders was down to half a heart. He had to turn on the cane of...
Don't blame you. The cane of emergency. And there's a
Look
hook
at
shot.
that. On Pendant TR Blind, there's a hook shot. Gee, thanks, game.
So I wonder if he'll still do the Smith after this, because finding that hook shot may drive him to go up the mountain, especially with mids.
And he'll miss on the flute.
So we'll see. I think checking the rest of Village of Outcasts kind of says that he's going to commit to doing the Smith at the very least.
I don't know. I could actually see him just finishing up the village and then just stopping, but we'll see what happens.
It looks like he's going...
in a circle.
He's going somewhere.
Skullwoods, maybe?
Yeah.
This check definitely makes sense. But yeah, if he isolates the bat cave with that flute, things will get interesting. Dives right into that front side.
A little bit dangerous, because if you don't find a key back here, you can get locked in. It's a very small chance that there isn't a key back here, but it exists.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't have taken that risk.
I believe... I'm not going to talk numbers, because last time I talked numbers, someone corrected me, but I know it's a very small percent chance.
Okay.
That there's not one key back here, but if you at least check the first chest, you know, when you in the head and go right where the map usually is, it makes that number even smaller. Not 100%, but even smaller.
And we saw a small key in the pinball room, so I believe that means there's one item locked in the back behind Fire Rod.
Correct, either on the moth or under the bridge.
So
been getting his gloves.
Question is, where will Jedders go after this? The mountain seems more logical to me at this point, even though it's wrong. Well, I mean, it may not be wrong, but it'll push him away.
It seems more likely he will save and quit from this than
exactly.
Oh, hey, I should go do the Smith.
Especially without the mirror. If he had the mirror, he'd probably go ahead and do it.
And Jim looking like he might continue on and do pod, maybe?
That kind of makes sense.
Just finish it out while you're here, and then you know you can always just flute over and do Armos real quick.
Yep. And that mirror is required for Swamp, so they will need that at some point. Oh, Hobo will probably also check the mire area once they're done with pod here.
Yep, very likely. Oh, and there's a sword on Bumper Cave.
Darn.
And yep, Jedders is safe and quitting. Probably looking like he's heading up the mountain now. You'll see what value is up here, but... Probably... I wouldn't be surprised to see the flippers up here, honestly.
Yeah, it seems like. I think the logic still lines up to where it could definitely be up here. I mean, where else could it be? I also don't see Jedders missing that flute. He may get it later, but I can definitely see him remembering to check the bats when he gets back to Kakariko.
Yeah, I would imagine he makes that trip into the Smith Chain and all that probably after Death Mountain here and cleaning up Hera and all the goodies that are up here. It's just the longer he goes without it, it's a little bit of a time sink just not having that movement ability. What's that word?
Mobility.
That's the one.
So far, nothing in the first part of Paradox here.
Let's see what the other part of Paradox has.
Bobo may end up with a advantage knowing the medallion of Meyer as well. There's the flippers.
We're in logic again.
Finally. Jetter's taking a fall of darn it, not again. Every now and then I want to say 50% of the time I fall down that stupid hole.
It's one of those weird bomb jumps because it's like, while it's one of the easiest bomb jumps, you still occasionally mess it up somehow.
Yep. All right, our first look at East Death Mountain. The floating island just has some bombs. Heading over to Hera.
Yep, without the mirror, want to finish off all the Light World stuff first. So Hera,
good point.
Probably Spiral Cave into picking up the rocks, doing Super Bunny, and Hookshot Cave. That's the one. Jim, you're scaring me.
Yeah, that's really scary.
Yeah, use that cane. That's a good idea. I like that.
I saw the fireball come. It's like, you know what? I think it's time to break out the cane.
Let's just play it safe and not die. Jetter's lining up and bombed up here for Parapop.
Gets it. I didn't see what was in the jail location in Hera. I did see that big key in the chest, though.
Well, whatever it was not a small key.
Right.
Oh, Jedders, don't do that to me now. Okay, that's a small key.
So there may have been an item in jail then. Actually, I think... No, wait, it could be in... Okay, never mind.
Yeah, if there was an item in the front, then Moldorm could have the second item and junk in the back, but could have been junk in the front and Moldorm and item in the back. And Jim making that Meyer play for us.
Yep, we'll see what the medallion is here. It is either...
Yay.
We have the medallion. So Bombos is not part of crystal logic.
The only thing Trinix himself could have for us now is just the mirror.
Probably going to go open up Meyer at this point.
So we'll have to see if Jeddah just goes back in, if there's an item in there, or if we just totally missed it.
Actually, Jim could dip into Meyer. I mean, he couldn't finish it without the cane of Samaria, but...
It's looking like he might. With that death in Skullwoods, he might feel a little behind, so... Maybe thinking, hey, there's an off chance that Red Cane is here, and if I find it, I'm good. Or he's just opening it. Okay.
Yep. I'm okay with the opening. Yeah, that makes sense in itself, so... Looks like Jedders is about to have himself a coffee break.
Yeah, I can't blame him on that one. Jim making his way up the mountain now.
Yeah, I personally don't like leaving Hera Basement, if I can help it.
Yeah, too often it's that one check that'll come to bite you, even if it's just a heart piece. It's like, okay, at least it's nothing. At least I know I'm not skipping it.
Yep. Hobo might also feel behind after finding that hammer and wondering if his opponent, he may have thought back and gone, oh wait, if I'd done it this way, I would have skipped Act 1. Did my opponent do that?
Definitely.
In which case they'd feel like they were in a massive rush. Just a big 20 in that Hera chest. So next up for Jedders, we'll be back over to East Death Mountain and check Spiral Cave.
Yeah, I'd imagine him going Spiral Cave into the Dark Death Mountain checks, and then maybe even Spike Cave if he's feeling it.
Hobo getting the "Oh, I forgot about you" flippers. Jedders getting dead rocked.
You know, just kind of thinking like where the runners could be heading next after they finish their whole Death Mountain play each. And I was about to say, I was like, oh, we can go to Ice Palace. And I was like, wait, nope. Still need at least Bombos for Fire Rod.
Yep. Huh. Okay, so Bombos could still be in play. Oh, book. Can't remember what is it Book of Medora? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Book of Medora. So, do you run back up and check that before you check the Dark World checks? Or do you hope and pray that you find the mirror here?
Yeah, that is an ugly check to do.
Jim, however, gets it first before going to Tower of Hera, so he'll be able to check that.
Oh. Oddly, that pays off for him.
Especially if it is something.
Jetter's missing that glitch to get through the brick. I do that. I get that maybe 1 and 2 times.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah, I just really like having the mirror when going through there because it just makes it so much easier.
Yep, just blow through those blocks. Nothing in Super Bunny. Where is our progression, for heaven's sake?
I don't know, but we did thankfully get that bug net. Now we can kill Agate too.
Oh, good.
Gotta make sure you can pull off those swag strategies. Jim getting the fire shield off of the ether tablet for his trouble.
That's nice, but it's not progression. There's the Cane of Samaria in the Hookshot Cave.
Alright, so all we need is mirror and fire rod.
And possibly Bombos for Ice Palace if Fire Rod is in there.
Hopefully not, but fire locking fire is, I don't know, seems to be a trend and easier to get in.
Either to get into TR.
I'm trying to think what Jedders has left really to check now. Aside from finishing off the Smith chain to get his flute. He's got Spike Cave here.
What would really annoy me if I was racing the seed is if I got Mirror next, because late Mirror opens up such disjointed locations. It just really irks me when I get it.
Yeah, because it's like, I've already been to these locations. Why are you giving this to me now? Curse you, Seed.
Jedders better be a little careful here. Should just have just enough. Yep. And just gets a small piece of heart. Hobo going through Hera, going the traditional way through Hera. I don't know the Hera pot technique myself, so I'd be doing the same route.
Yeah, a lot of people are more comfortable with the bomb setup. I'm personally, like, I learned the spin speed setup for it and was just like, live and die by it. It's so nice that, like, if you can pull it off, great. You just keep ramming your face into the pot until you get it.
Yep. Jetter's checking King's Tomb. That's a check I forgot, but there was nothing there. Interestingly, maybe hitting a bit of a wall without that flute, so we'll probably end up hitting the magic bat soon. In fact, is running in that general direction.
Yeah, he'll probably grab that now, or if not, grab the smith, turn him in, and then do that as well. But trying to make up his mind, I think.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and I don't blame him for kind of going yes, no,
Oh,
yes,
he never
no.
turned in the bottle.
That too. Yeah, I'm not sure which way would be which way would be more optimal, but you know, may as well just go do the bat cave. And in this case, it actually works out in their favor because they can just open the flute right after that.
Yep. And then the question will be, will he continue with the smith chain, or no? I'd imagine he'd flute to the mire area and push fire.
He'd be able to complete mire though. That's interesting. But Hobo will catch up soon and have the Kena Samaria as well. And we'll probably head straight for mire, actually, come to that. Question, does Jim dive TR if he goes through the portal? That's an interesting question.
Well, he'll probably at least open it, I would imagine. Finding the cane, and you're already up here. He might, just because the first couple checks without Fire Rod, you get locked out really quickly, and if Fire Rod is there, that's a huge win.
That is, I like that idea.
And I just blanked the past 10 seconds. I don't think he opened it.
He did not. Oh, that would be, yeah, he didn't open it. Okay, yeah, he should have opened it while he was there. Although,
I can certainly understand not, especially, you know, he doesn't have the King of Samaria in hand yet.
Fair. Kind of a missed opportunity, though. Though sometimes, you know, as the seed wears on, you forget what you do and don't have, so you forget you don't have mirror, and so, oh, wait, I'd have to go the long way to open this place up. And probably is thinking exactly that as they found that Cane of Samaria. So Hobo's probably going to go check Spike Cave at this point, while Jedders heads into mire.
Yep, and Jim will probably be right behind him after that.
Yep.
Hoping for a fairy here after getting bullied by those Lionels. There it is. Hookshot at Jim, get it.
So after just a little bit of divergence, both runners back on the same track. This is turning out to be a very linear seed.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully both went into Thieves' Town, got their hook shots off blind of all places.
Pendant blind, yeah. Next question is, where is that big key in mire?
Probably on the Firelock side, probably cutscene, right where we don't want it.
I love that positive rando attitude.
It's always in the last location you look at. If it's not in the last location, it's in the worst location.
Or even better, why not both? The worst last location.
The last worst location. Yep.
Also that.
Hey, it was a key. Boy, wouldn't that be good if we were just speeding through mire.
Well, some people would actually take that opportunity to head right to the back. Although, he's low on both magic and hearts.
Yeah, I agree with at least checking the upper Firelock side. And
definitely.
Maybe hitting out this anti-fairy for a quick heal. Or one of them in the upcoming room, because there's so many anti-fairies in all the various rooms in mire here.
True, they do have powder. Although, low magic.
That's Firebar Snake. He's doing the the door dash through the
Right.
the thing. Yeah, the words and stuff with glitches and I know the names of all these techniques. I'm professional.
Don't try this at home. So right now, Hobo does not have a potion because they use the camera unlock glitch in Pod, but Jedders should still have a potion. Unless he used it.
He does still have a potion. I believe he does.
Yeah, I don't remember him using it.
So if I'm not... Okay, Jedders gonna head to the back here. I was gonna say, he didn't go to the top Firelock chest, did he?
No.
No. Because that's a route that I see a lot, or very commonly, is do the top Firelock chest, do all those right side chests, just completely skip cutscene chests, go to the back towards Viddy, hope you get your item, hope that you don't have to come back in, and just have to do that cutscene chest. And just try to avoid it completely.
Although I can see the appeal of completely skipping Firelock, going straight back to Viddy, and then doing Firelock afterward.
Yeah, I mean, he did find one item, so Jim gonna be pushing the Firelock side.
Down to 2.5 hearts, but with the powder and magic should be able to fake fairy. And we get a cape as the second item on the Firelock side.
Jim, however, going to head to cutscene, so we'll end up losing a little bit of time there, but...
Right, because the other item's in the big chest, so... Fire rod. Have to lantern these.
So looking at really what checks we have left, which isn't really much, it's looking like our fire rod or mirror is going to be either in the first couple checks of Turtle Rock or Desert.
Yeah, with the book.
Oh, and Jim's gonna have a little bit easier time on this Vitreous fight as well, having the cape.
Yep. There is a method for making the cape last longer, is when you activate it, you just start spamming your sword, and you can just sit in front of Vitreous and kill all the small eyeballs that way.
Yeah, I believe it's something like, because your sword is slashing, it doesn't run the timer down on the cape, or something like that.
Yeah, it makes it go much slower. But bow and arrow works too.
Yeah, got a lot of the extra damage in, just killed off most of the eyes because they take 3 arrows each.
Yep. And then 8 for the big eyeball.
There's getting bad news that the last item is over on the Firelock side, and we will see if he decides to head back on in.
Hobo about to get the bad news that the second item isn't really anything of worth.
No, but 14th heart is always nice.
Sure, why not?
Especially since they're still on green mail, haven't picked up that lumberjack mail or the spec rock mail.
They can't get to Spec Rocky yet, though, because that mirror is still out there somewhere.
Somewhere. Probably in Desert.
Yeah, I was going to say, somewhere doesn't imply too many locations at this point. I think Hobo just picked up a fairy for the bottle, which is
he tried. It looked like he missed.
He missed it? Okay.
Still a couple more chances to get it, though.
A little bit of good news for Jedders is this item is in the first Firelock chest, not behind the cutscene.
Yep, so he'll be out of here quickly, and probably either... I think I would see him going into Desert instead of doing Smith Chain first.
Yeah, I can see that.
You could find both the items in the front and just be done.
Plus, that book was a recent addition, so you'd think that would be the next item in the chain. So there's not a lot of separation here. This may be about a minute or so between the two in terms of where they're going.
There's still also the fact that Jim has not finished Eastern out completely, so...
Good point.
It'll be on Jim to hopefully find his 2 progression items first, or at least in a good order. that would allow him to catch up some time. But Jedders looks like he's going for
the tempered sword.
That sword, yeah.
I would do that.
And then he'll probably grab that smith.
Yeah, I would definitely do this. It makes the Ganon fight easier by a big margin.
Yeah, if you know you can get tempered, get tempered. Now, I don't think Jim peeked at the other bumper ledge, so he does not know that sword is there.
That could play a role in the end game.
Jim, what are you doing? You have a bow and arrow, Jim. Jim, you're scaring me.
Yeah, now it's starting to scare me.
Okay, gets it with the all sword Vitreous. I guess we gotta save those arrows for Ganon.
Sure, we'll go with that. And it does look like Jedders is going for the blacksmith chain.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of hinge on. It's like, well, this wouldn't be the first time I found the mirror in the purple chest or on the smith.
So my question at this point, it's close to 1 minute, 1 hour, 15 minutes into the seed. Do you feel behind at this point?
I mean, in a race, you constantly feel behind for any little thing that may have gotten wrong or anything you feel like you found sort of off sequence or late. So like Jim's probably feeling behind with the Death and Skull Woods. Jedders probably still feels a little bit weird with finding that hammer where they both found it.
Interesting point in chat. Mirror could be. Oh well, we found the fire rod. That was on the blacksmith, but mirror could be on pedestal.
It could indeed.
Because we have pendants at Desert and Turtle Rock, neither of which require the mirror.
Yeah, but I would think more, especially finding that fire rod now, we're more likely to see potential mirror at Pyramid Fairy because we have just unlocked both red crystals through that fire rod.
Ah. So we're actually getting a little bit of expansion here in places we can check.
Oh, Jim, looks like he's gonna go check Bumper Ledge because he did get that cape, so he will get that tempered sword, which is good for him.
Yep, and I do see him getting that. Unless he feels really far behind. I hate that murder dactyl.
I don't think anyone likes that murder dactyl. That was an interesting fire rod shot there.
I missed it.
It didn't look like Jedders turned to the right, but we somehow shot the fire rod shot to the right.
You know, I do that, but whenever I do it, it's usually the wrong direction. I just blame my controller.
Yeah, it's usually good hat. Jedders just trying to conserve a little magic here.
Yep.
Good dues.
Just barely has enough time to get through that door. Good news for Hobo, he's about to get the fire rod from the blacksmith. Well, first he has to check hammer pegs and get the ice rod.
Get the ice rod of disappointment.
Ice rod of, oh crap, not this again. Tempered sword.
Quick work that moth. Wow.
Oh yeah, tempered sword will do that. 4 hits, that's it.
And that was the second item there, just another bundle of sticks.
And Hobo about ready to take that blacksmith home.
Get his fire rod and make that dip into Skullwoods as well.
Very likely. That opens up Ice Palace, as you mentioned, the red crystal.
Yeah, so very likely going to see Jedders hit that up here. Especially having the red cane in hand, and icebreaker being a thing, just make quick work of that dungeon.
And all we need now is a mirror.
Yep, so basically just trying to no nonsense this seed. Let's just get what we need and get out of here.
You know, it's funny. I've seen a lot of mirror in Ice Palace lately. I don't like it when that happens usually. But in this case, it's go mode, so I would actually welcome it.
Yeah, there's always a lot of like weird little confirmation biases that you see with certain items.
Yeah, I know. Like Pendant TR always, or TT always having progression.
Yeah. But we all know secretly deep down that the mirror is probably buried in Turtle Rock, probably somewhere silly.
Well, at least it can't be a Mimic Cave.
Nope.
That's one item down from Ice Palace, only 20 rupees.
Nope, 2 more to go. Let's see how quickly Yours gets the icebreaker here.
Decides not to hit the switch. That's interesting.
It's been very common as of late, just because when you have like the hammer and everything going into Ice Palace, and you're going to be checking everything along the way, that's item number 2, you're very likely to find at least the 1 to 2 small keys that you need to just get the big key and just jump down the back and not even have to think about it.
I really should learn key logic better.
It's not even a key logic thing, it's a just brute force the dungeon kind of thing.
Oh, I see where you're coming from. Okay. A big key.
Because yeah, very likely hXcjedders will find at least 1 key here between the big chest and the freezer room here, and that easily grants him access to the basement if the other non-key item is, you know, the key or something. I don't know. I'm saying words at this point.
Words. Small key in the big chest. And it looks like they're going to go check the iced tea room, which, you know, that makes sense. Clear it out before you take on the boss.
Don't want to jump all the way down the dungeon again.
Although with Icebreaker, that's less of a hassle these days. Hobo getting Mothula down for the crystal. That was item 3, wasn't it?
That was item 3, and Jared's actually taking my new favorite way back up to the cold stare in this route with the hook shot.
I hadn't even thought of this.
Yep.
The vanilla way.
Yeah, so not having hit that switch, you can just come right up and go into the boss door and run right downstairs.
Ooh, Hobo's heading for Ice Palace now. Oh wait, never mind.
Yes, he is. Logically.
Wow, if only Jedders could head to Ice Palace, that would be so smart. Don't mind me, I'm having a senior moment apparently.
It's alright, Jedders just picking up some of the auxiliary magic here. Also that auxiliary heart, so that way he can duplicate some sword beams onto fire rod shots and save a little magic for cold stare fight.
This will be interesting. I haven't actually seen this before, but I know it's possible to get extra shots with the fire rod. So
yeah, it's not super difficult. You just gotta it's all about finding the rhythm,
the timing. Yeah, I see.
and also not getting hit by the blocks.
Very nice.
Sneaking in those extra fire rod hits, which are equivalent to a gold sword swipe.
Yep. Did that very well. So where's the mirror? You know what's still open? The purple chest.
Yes, it is. Pyramid Fairy, however, has opened, so we
also
have
true.
That.
Yeah, Hobo needs to reset that block. He got a little too far away from that partition there.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. It's one of those weird things.
To answer your question, chat, they did do Spike Cave, and yeah, it was a heart piece. Or was it a full heart? No, I guess it was a heart piece.
Yeah, it was peace. Regardless, it wasn't the thing that we were looking for.
And almost as predicted, Jedder's heading straight for the Pyramid Fairy. We'll get to take the shortcut, since we did Aga 1 earlier, you know, with all the joy that Aga 1 brings.
What shortcut? We don't have the mirror to go to Light World and take said shortcut, unfortunately.
You're right. What shortcut? Who said that?
I don't know. Someone keeps talking and saying weird, nonsensical things.
We didn't. We need a mirror, silly. Why would you even say that? Hobo working their way through Ice Palace to find that third item, which is an iced tea room, unfortunately.
And Pyramid Fairy, do you hold the mirror? You got a bottle. And
Nope.
a heartpiece.
So we got Purple Chest, Turtle Rock, Desert, Ped. Pick your poison.
I would personally, I think, go for Desert first. Just those quick 2 items.
Yeah.
If you find both the items in front and it's not, you know, the mirror, you can just abandon. Think about doing Ped later.
The mirror can't be on Bombo's tablet because the mirror is required to get the Bombo's tablet. So that's a no.
Yep, no mirror to get the mirror.
Shocking. I'm a little surprised they haven't found the second pair of fake boots.
Oh, I'm sure that's floating away somewhere in GT.
The disappointment boots. The item of oh. Compass on that torch there.
So that means we got a free trip to the right side here in the big chest.
Oh, I didn't think of this. The boots, the fake boots, were actually replaced by a 20 rupee, which they did find next to Uncle very early in the seed. Apparently, I'm behind the times.
I'm so behind I didn't even see it.
Oh no, that was right at the start of the seed. So I'm not surprised that that you would have missed it. Got a piece of heart there for treasure number 1. And treasure number 2 is a big 20.
So that's a bust.
Is Hobo going where I think he's going?
I think he was going for either the Ped check or...
Oh wait, Skullwoods. No wait, he did Skullwoods. Okay. So yeah, Purple Chest.
Which is what Hxcjedders might be doing as well.
Looks like. Yeah, I would actually check Ped as well. I like this move by Hxcjedders.
Yeah, because then if it's there, you just know you gotta make that trip back to Lamo, kill him, and just do the dirty Turtle Rock and just be done.
So we're actually going to get like 2 parallel checks of places where the mirror could be here.
No, Jim!
Here's our pedestal check. This will give you 10 shots with your bow. No, it's not there.
Jim, you did it wrong. You pressed A on the old man and left the chest behind.
Oops.
I don't think you can get it out of the cave, so he's gonna go to desert now.
Feels bad, man.
Meanwhile, Jedders is going to do the purple chest. Someone asking, Jed, what are the odds the randomizer seeding all the vanilla items into vanilla locations? Very small. Very, very, very small. I think it's something along the lines of 216 to the 216th power.
Jeez, that is extremely small.
Because that would be all 216 items being seeded into exactly where they are supposed to be.
Alright, now we get to check this purple chest.
If it is nothing, Jim may have saved a little bit of time if he goes to Turtle Rock after this.
It's nothing. A Turtle Rock we go. Because I can't think of any possible remaining location.
Yep, Turtle Rock is all that is logically left.
So, would Hobo finish? No, he wouldn't finish this. No. He may go check Ped now, but... Actually, the other question is, will he go back for purple chest? Actually, not sure where he's going.
Oh, he's doing Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, okay, right.
Just had to think about that a minute.
You got it.
And Jedder's heading over to the Ether Tablet, which he did not check.
Did we check this at all?
Jim checked it. That's where he got the fire shield.
Right, right. It's round, but not the kind of round we were looking for.
And one step below the mirror shield, but not the mirror.
So how deep do we have to go for the mirror? Make your guesses in chat.
1 through green pendant.
Pixie with the guess of Sahasrara. I have to agree with the chat. Pendant TR is always required, but again, that's that confirmation bias we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'm curious if they find the mirror early on here, because that means that it could have been available for a while, and they might
that is true.
Get on their first trip up here.
Funnily, if they'd gotten that early mirror, it might have increased the number of checks too. Bobo going for Eastern.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to finish off Eastern Palace and kind of take a moment to think on what he wants to do, whether it is go up the mountain or do the purple chest. He's got to come and finish this off anyway. So
he's going to basically reflect on where the mirror could be?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, I've done that sometimes where it's like I have a dungeon that I have nothing left in. I'm going to have to clear it anyway. I'll put it off until I need to think about something.
Definitely.
Because especially if it's like something like Eastern, where it's just a dungeon you can mindlessly do because you've done it 700,000 times. Oh, hey, Butter Sword.
Yep, we got some butter in the front of Turtle Rock.
Just use it to just kind of like, what is it that I want to do? Do I really want to recommit to that purple chest having messed it up?
That's going to be irking Hobo, having a single location he was checking but then got interrupted.
Jeff pointing out that I missed a pun. Where?
So I said he was going to reflect on where the mirror was. Sorry, it was very subtle.
I'm going to blame that I had to be up early for work today, so...
I think we're all lacking sleep at this point. I have no excuse. Everyone else is hardworking. Also, thank you, chat, for allowing that pun to be said a second time.
It was so good we needed it twice.
I mean, seriously, is there any pun that's excellent? I think by definition they're terrible. Which is why I love them so much. Kitty!
Oh, right, I forgot the bunny sprite for Magus was a cat.
There's the big key in its vanilla location. How boring.
How dare they?
The nerve of some people to put things in their vanilla location. Hobo, done with Easter now, is probably going to head up to Turtle Rock. Yes, it looks like it. I'd say about 3 minutes behind Jedders-ish. Somewhere around there.
Something around there. Something that could be easily made up with decisions of GT routing later. So let's see how that ends up playing.
Yeah, this is still fairly close.
And it could also come down to whether one player finds the silvers or not in GT,
also
or otherwise.
So it looks like got to do a full opening of Turtle Rock to get to that mirror.
Yep, not here. We are headed to Laser Bridge at least.
Yep, Laser Bridge, then Trinex, and then Sahasrara at the very back. Can we say oops all dungeons?
Probably oops all dungeons.
So Go Mode item is the mirror, which we have yet to find, but has to be somewhere either in Turtle Rock or behind it. Because we're out of the locations to check.
Yep, Pet is dead. Turtle Rock is the only thing really left, aside from Green Pennant, which is Turtle Rock anyway.
Which would bring the Ice Rod back into play. Just one is a key.
Just two is compass. Jetter's now out of magic, having to do the laser skips.
Just three is a map.
Can't blame him for eating that potion there.
I don't blame him either. Mirror shield on Laser Bridge.
Hey, it has mirror in the name.
Kind of late, but okay. So it looks like Ice Rod was required to get this mirror.
Oh, joyous day. Even the Poke's sort of getting in the way there for Jedders.
Yeah, those Poke's are not. They aren't light hitters. They hit pretty darn hard.
Yeah, they poke pretty hard.
That they do.
Much like those crystal rollers that just knocked the gym out.
But wait, there's Fairy. Alright, Butter with Trinex. This should be a quick fight. And we will see if the mirror is on Trinex or if we have to make one more trip.
The final answer being one more trip.
Almost.
One more trip. One more trip.
Woo! Sahasrara, here we come. And just wanted to take a moment to ask everyone to follow these runners who have been put through the ringer, basically, in this seed. Give them a follow if you can. Hxjedders about ready to go get the mirror off of Sahasrara. This is basically the last fetch quest.
So hey, that puts us at 4 out of 5 fetch quests having items.
5 out of 5 if you count that single arrow of destiny.
I mean, it is a unique item, by all accounts.
It is a unique item. It's just not progression.
It's not the unique item you were hoping for.
There it is. So 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 37 seconds. We have finally hit go mode. That was a long trip.
Yep, so Jared's just having a quick hop, skip, and a jump through Swamp Palace here, and then having to tread through the Ganon Tower. Will be on his way to the Big Pig shortly.
That logic was so convoluted, I almost don't even want to go back and think about it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Especially having where were those flippers again?
Those were in Light World Death Mountain.
Light World Death Mountain, which was behind the hook shot, which was on blind, which was behind the hammer, which was behind Aga. Well, sorry, that was mushroom, but then you had to do Aga 1 and then go all the way around. Wait, no, you can't get. Wait a minute. So
the logic was to get the gloves off of Stumpy and the mushroom for the hammer.
Ah, that's what I missed.
To go to Thieves Town, get the hook shot.
Right, I got it. Yeah, get like you said, get the gloves off Stumpy. Go to Thieves Town through the top part, get the hook shot off blind, then go to Death Mountain. Jeez. Woof. So, Hobo working their way towards Laser Bridge, about to get some bad news. Kinda.
Well, it's more the inevitable news.
Yeah, it's more like confirming the news he already figured out. Hxjedders about halfway through Swamp Palace. The front being taking a bit of time to actually get through.
Yeah, I think we. I don't remember if it was in League or in one of the other tournaments that was going on once. We actually timed about how long it takes to get through Swamp Palace, just like completely go moding it with Icebreaker or with the Diver Down. It's about like 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Sounds about right. Hobo picking up that mirror shield. Gee, thanks.
Thank you, game. Oh, Jeddar's looking like he's going to do the Diverless down. If you just get on the right pixel.
I'm thinking Diver down might be a better choice at this point. Wow, apparently getting that pixel is really frustrating.
Yeah, just a little bit. This is one thing that I wouldn't call it bad. It's just like Hxjedders kind of gets committed to doing a play sometimes, I've noticed, and will hard commit to it. Because I played him on ladder once, and I think he spent about 10 minutes trying to hover Moldorm too.
Sometimes you just feel like you gotta do it. And sometimes you really just need to stop and say, nope, let's not do that.
Let's just go the other way. Jim getting his green medallion of disappointment and going to get his mirror of sadness off of the old man.
I mean, at least they got butter.
At least there was butter. So one of the things that could really help Jim here is if Jim does diver down, which I know he will probably do, if those two diver down chests in that room contain the silver arrows for Jim, that could be a huge time save for him.
That is true. That could make a difference. Having Butter's sword makes Argus pretty darn easy. Tempered would have the same effect, though.
Yeah, it's just with Butter you can just be lazy and hold out your sword.
And a nice one cycle on Argus's last phase there.
So hey, that was Crystal 7.
So we have a little game we'd like to play. There are 22 chests in the front of Ganon's Tower, one of which has the big key. Please get your guesses in chat. And you can win some fabulous internet points as a result of guessing the correct chest.
And regardless of who finds the key first, if Jim manages to get up into the tower and finds it quicker than Jedders here, we will be going off of Jedders' count.
Right. Do you have a favorite guess?
I pick between several numbers that I have considered favorite, but tonight I will be going with 21 because let's be fair. I want Jim to win personally, but
I will be mean and go straight for 22 because the seed has just been that kind of seed.
Yeah, it would do that.
Although there is a play I like to do where I check the tile room chest early and hopefully cut through a whole bunch of going through the palace. It's a small, 30-second gamble that could actually pay off by like 2 minutes, I think.
I mean, it's got about a 5% chance of paying off, something close to that.
4.5, I think. 4.5%. 1 out of 22.
And hey, if you're feeling behind and it pays off, all the better, right?
Definitely, if you're feeling behind, it could pay off big.
But lately I've been seeing a lot of people do DM strats in here, especially if they're feeling behind.
Yeah.
You've got like 30 seconds left here to get your guesses in if you got one.
Yep.
Maybe
get
less.
Your guesses in. And if you're feeling behind and you get to GG, you may end up taking slightly different strats based on what you think your opponent will do. All right, that will conclude our guessing, so we will see where this key is. Again, we will be using Jedders' screen to do the arc counting.
And entering Hope Room, we got number 1 is 20 rupees, number 2 is a key.
Continuing on the left side, looks like, which is something I would do. Skips the tile room, which is a normal play to make. So we will have chests 3 through 6 coming up. Hobo trying to get Diver down to work.
Sometimes it's just mean.
Yeah. All right, here we go with Jedders. 3 is 50 rupees. 4 is 20 rupees. 5 is 3 bombs. And 6 is 5 rupees. Rip right side.
And heading on to the left. Seven coming up here at the torch is the big key.
7 is our big key winner today. Our winner today is SSB Moro.
Oro. The third member of the Swedish Rubbers team.
And apparently Oro is quite good at this game.
We don't know how they do it.
And it looks like Hobojim had some issues with Diver Down, and yeah, that pixel placement can be tricky, so they went through the normal way. Jedders looking pretty good. I don't know how many potions they might have still.
I'm pretty sure they at least have the blue potion from Pyramid Fairy. I don't know if they still have the one from way earlier in the game.
I remember he drank one on the bridge. On Laser Bridge.
So he has somewhere between 0 and 1 potions left.
Half a potion?
I'll take it.
Grabs a couple of fairies there, and I certainly don't blame him. No, still on green mail, I believe.
Yep, neither mail has been picked up by either runners, considering how late that mirror was.
I can imagine both of them glancing over at chat to see if their opponent is finished. At 148, you start feeling like you're behind.
Oh, definitely.
Which I'm sure Hobo's definitely feeling the pressure at this point. Although I imagine Jedders also feels some pressure. Probably going to use that butter sword on Lon Molus. I would, personally. Or not.
Yeah.
So it's likely he does have a blue potion if he's using magic like this.
Yeah, I would imagine. Or he's really been paying attention to his drops and he knows that the Wizrobes may be in the magic pool or something.
Wow, if they know the drops like that, they are really good at this, because I don't know that at all.
I believe Wizrobes are in the same pool as the guards, so...
Ah, okay.
I think. I would have to look at the chart again.
I should look into that. Jedders conserving magic, not using the Cane of Samaria for these. Might be using the lamp in the next room. So maybe he doesn't have a blue potion.
Yes, I was correct. The Wizrobes are in the guard prize pack.
Nice. Thanks for the link there. Good use of the fall down there to reset at the start of the room.
Jim can make up some time here if he goes straight left.
That is true. So fortunately, Jedders does have at least one key, so just has to get a second key from these mini Helmas. Hobo going to the Hope Room on the right side to start.
It looks like he's going to follow the same path that Jedders took, go right and then mirror and go left.
So no time saved there.
And Jedders not stopping for any chest, not even checking to see if the silvers are there. Which, considering how much we've checked, I probably would have at least checked the top of the tower as you're going through it, because the chances of the silvers being in one of those checks is very, very likely, and that's a quick speed up of Ganon there.
Well, that is true, but they did leave quite a few chests in the front of Ganon's tower. I don't know. I would feel behind at this point, so I'd actually... I don't know. That's a good question. Another blue ball from Megan MG, thanks.
Thank you for throwing that right in my face so I can miss.
Well, that's a nice alignment there. And takes Aga 2 down. Meanwhile, Hobo's starting their climb of the tower, having just gotten that key from the lamp, or the torch. Now it's time to fight that big pig. And Ganon wants cereal, apparently.
Ganon always wants cereal.
Occasionally he wants a spicy barbacoa burrito.
Can't blame him. I've done that for breakfast every once in a while, but you know, if you're made of bacon, like I can certainly understand wanting cereal from time to time.
So just like that, phases 1 and 2 in Ganon are already down. Although apparently he's got a lot of teleports that he wants to use.
Sometimes he's just a teleporty boy.
Get him, please.
In our game 1, which was myself versus Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, I believe he did, on the final teleport that he needed to do was about like 10 or 12 teleports. He was a rude boy.
Yeah, a little bit like what he's doing now. Oh.
Arrows in the light world.
Where?
The only places really are left are like Cave 45, really, in Graveyard.
There you go.
I think that's the only light world locations left.
That's just not nice at all. And since we don't have silver arrows, it will take 12 sword spins to take Ganon down. And apparently Mimic Cave is also light world, so that would count.
No, Mimic Cave is considered Death Mountain, I believe.
Oh, did you find the arrows in Death Mountain? I got you.
Yes.
Never mind.
Just Twitch chat being Twitch chat. Just let them be. Oh no!
Ganon fall. He will have to start
my
that.
heartstrings are torn.
He will have to start that fight all over again. Things just got a little more interesting.
Yeah, and especially since he does have to do Silverless, he needs some magic.
That's exactly where he's going. Although I just remembered he has his mirror and flute, so he can actually... Oh, wait, maybe not?
I think he's just trying to do tree pulls. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Probably remembering his tree pulls from way earlier in the game. Although, you know, Jedders, if you want to take your time, go to the potion shop, maybe take a nap. Like,
at this rate, you may as well.
Certainly wouldn't mind you giving Jim the chance to balance things out, as it were.
And since this is not the first Ganon fight, the number of teleports has changed. The first set being the same for both players, but then any further fights are completely random.
The thing that I've always wondered is, do the players get the same random, or do they get a different random?
I want to say a different random, and also he takes a death, but that's actually far less of an issue than Ganon fall.
Yeah, especially with how early in the fight he was. It was kind of expected, or maybe even partially intentional thing. Like, yeah, I'm at only 3 cards, may as well just take it real quick and reset.
I can imagine Jedders can almost feel Hobo right on his heels at this point.
You kind of have to.
Yeah, after Ganon falling to death, yeah. 4 hearts. They managed to get a hit in there, so Ganon didn't get the circular fire bat move going. Meanwhile, Hobojim working on his aganimetry. That was a pretty quick phase 3 there.
Indeed. Oh, misses the torch glitch.
That's gonna hurt. Actually, will he even have enough magic for this?
I believe he still has the blue potion, so he should have enough. I mean, there's only 12 spins, and if you commit with just Lamp, you're probably fine.
I wonder if he does have that blue potion.
I think he still has 1.
The way he's been playing as if he doesn't have a loop potion, so that's why I was wondering. And Hobojim has made his way to Ganon.
All right, folks, we got a race.
Now, we do know that the first fight of Ganon does have a lot of teleports in it. So it'll take some time for Jim to get to that last phase.
True, but it'll basically become having to do torch with lamp and having to do both torches versus if Jim gets the torch glitch.
Yep.
Being able to much more efficiently get those Ganon hits in.
This is coming down to the wire. And even better, or worse, I guess, Jedders is at 4 hearts, so a Ganon hug would spell doom.
I believe getting hit by a bat will not. It'll be, I believe, 2 or 3 hearts. I think it's 3.
I would imagine 3, so yeah.
But still very painful, as it would very likely knock him off the platform.
Kudos to Jedders for getting through this without having the torch glitch. Oh, he takes Ganon down! So that will do it. He just has a 1x3 bridge to cross to get to the finish. And he's done it with an official time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 25 seconds. GG's to Jedders.
GG Jedders.
Wow, that was a bit of a nail biter at the end.
Nail-bitingly close.
We'll see if since Hobo's just about maybe just about done. We don't know if they're going to take again and fall as well, but we'll see if they can finish up quickly, and then we can get them both in here.
Yeah, I believe that's the hope. Let's see what's going on here.
Jim got the torch glitch, it looks like. So that's much easier.
Pretty much easy mode.
And all hearts, too, I might add.
Yeah, so far, a very nice, perfect Ganon fight. I mean, I don't think he ate a potion or fair or anything. So
I doubt it.
Pretty clean. I think he just needs 1 or 2 more hits here.
Nice.
Very nice.
Once again, that treacherous bridge between him and freedom. I say that because people have fallen down there before. And he's through with the official time. Yeah, official time of 2 hours and 37 seconds, about 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Yeah,
1 minute and 12 seconds behind. And apparently, I was watching the restream and not the, or sorry, I was watching the Twitch and not the restream, so I was behind.
Yeah, I've done that on occasion.
And we are joined by Hobojim. GG's.
Hey, yeah, GG's. You can hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Hello, Amarith, Old Man Sunshine. How are you two?
Pretty good.
All
and
right.
Let's see if we can get Jedders in here as well. There's Jedders. GG's.
Good games, good games.
Wow, that seed.
That was some hoops.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as the last one I did against McMonkey, but it was, not so great, I suppose. I mean, for a casual seed, there were a few things we had to do, I guess.
So what I found interesting was that Aga was logically required.
Yep, it was.
And you both did it.
Oh,
then,
God.
The funny part, though, is once, I'm sure it occurred to both of you, once you found the hammer, that if you broke logic with fake flippers, you could actually avoid Aga 1.
Okay, so here's the thing, because I know Jedders didn't see what happened to me. I did fake flipper, and then was trying to do a cool Tokyo drift into Waterfall Cave, and took a fireball to the face and died. And from there on out, I got pretty tilted, because I was planning on checking Mushroom right after I did the Zora area. But then I died and just went off the deep end and did Aga instead, so that was rough. And then somehow I crashed the game in Skull Woods. I still don't really know what happened there.
From what we understand, it's you double died. You fell down a pit and lost your last remaining heart.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I was already tilted from the from the fake flipper's death, and then that just was icing on the cake. I was shocked that I didn't lose by like a half hour, but yeah. So rather than complain about it, I'd like to take a minute to focus on the things that I did well that seed. So number one, specifically, I think I crashed the game really well. That was something that
It was an amazing thing.
That was fantastic. Number two, I died pretty well. That was a plus. Number three, I can't say this for sure because I didn't see hXcjedders' stream, but I'm pretty sure I had the better sprite because Mike Jones. I mean, who could beat that, right?
I think hXcjedders can one up you though, particularly near the end of the game. hXcjedders, do you want to say anything on that?
I got to skip Ganon. Yeah, that Ganon fight never happened. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
just hovered the gap and just walked through the wall.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Ganon was like, "Oh, you're here. I wasn't ready. I guess walk on through."
Okay. Yeah, just go on.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that made for a very close finish at the end. So that seed was just so linear.
Yeah, it was pretty linear, I suppose. I mean, there were some odd choices that had to be made, and because I was feeling so behind, I was comfortable making odd choices, but also because I was tilted, I was probably wrong to make the odd choices. But I mean, the Turtle Rock was, that's standard, I guess, for bad seeds. Pendant Trinex always has an item, I guess, right?
And Pendant Thieves Down.
Yep.
Yeah, just casual hook shot on blind, that's all.
And then, of course,
I'll be honest. I was getting nervous because Mirror was last location for me, pretty much, and actually it was very last location. And I was thinking, I saw blue, and I'm pretty sure it was male on Lumberjack, but I'm like, what if that was Mirror and I just missaw it?
That would that plays with your mind. And yeah, that was more or less the last location for both of you. We couldn't think of any other locations that were left once y'all went into Turtle Rock.
I mean, I had a few that I skipped, but there was absolutely zero chance I was going back for any of those. So, the Ice Tea Chest, Basement Hera, those are the two that stuck out that I didn't do.
Did you end up going back for that purple chest because there was an issue?
What happened there? I have no idea what happened there either.
You talked to the old man, and hitting A, you basically dashed and dropped the chest.
Okay, yeah. Just
and I saw you start walking out the cave, and I was like, "No, Jim, no."
Yeah, there should be like a Three Stooges sprite. I should probably switch to that.
Like you said, you got tilted basically from the start, so that colored the rest of your race.
Now, in our team Discord, I typed out, I think this is probably the worst I played a seed in a very, very long time. So, I mean, it happens.
It's a dirty seed, You can only play dirty seeds poorly, so
that's true. Nobody feels happy finishing a seed like that, I guess. Yeah.
Like the only people that play this seed well are people that are just like, oh hey, I just know exactly where the items are because I read into the logic and played this progression. Obviously the mirror's on Green Pen Trinex. Like, well, let's just go dive.
Yeah,
go dive that.
Yeah.
Well, see, the problem with Green Pendant Trinex was I would have been willing to go into Turtle Rock when I went to the mountain, but number one, I didn't have Kane at that exact moment. And number two, when I got Kane, I didn't have Mirror to go in. So I was like,
darn it.
But I wouldn't have gotten far anyway because I didn't have Fire out at the time. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, you did give us a great race, and you did your best despite all the circumstances the seed threw at you. So we do appreciate that. Did you have any further thoughts, any final thoughts on the seed?
On the seed? No. I'd like to memory hole that one as soon as possible, I guess.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Yeah. But good games, hXcjedders. That was, Yeah, I don't know how to end that sentence. But, well played. Good game. It happened.
Woof. Yeah, it was a rough ride for everybody, I think. So
Yeah.
I was listening in after I was finished and commenting about me having a blue potion, and I'd like to say that I was just wanting to challenge myself. It didn't, it wasn't that I forgot about that blue potion and thought I had already used it. So nothing to do with that. No.
The way
I just
you were
wanted to
playing it
challenge
looked like
myself.
it. That looked like you didn't think you had one at the very least. Yeah.
It was more the fact that I think you got 2, and just like you're like, okay, I only have 1 potion. Let's go. We used that on Laser Bridge. We're done.
Yeah, that's what it was. I forgot that I got the second one.
No, of course you didn't.
So
Anyway.
Exactly.
Safety.
Anyway, we do appreciate you guys showing off for us and racing and doing your best. So thank you very much, and GG's to both of you.
Yep, and
Yeah,
that
GG's.
about wraps us up here for the moment. We actually have another race starting here in a couple minutes between Please Clap and Skewed by 6 Cubed. I believe it is Windfox from Please Clap and Hammerbro from 6 Cubed playing. Hammerbro trying to see if they can clinch out against Please Clap because his teammate DJ Darkwing won the first game this week. And we got their teammates coming up in the booth, Leori and Spy, who calmed their first match, so we'll be hearing from them very shortly here.
So stick around and you get another race, which I'm sure will have absolutely no problems whatsoever.
Absolutely not. No shenanigans, no hidden secret items in Pendant Pod.
Nah.
No problems whatsoever, just a quick 1 hour, 10-minute seed.
Never any progression in pendant dungeons ever. So anyway, again, thanks to our runners. Please give them a follow, and thanks again to Pixie for the tracking and Math Girl for the restream. And also thank you to Amarith for co-commenting with me.
Yeah, you sounded like you could use a partner when I was listening, and I was just like, yeah, I finally returned to the land of the living, having had to wake up at 4 a.m. today, so let's just get on in there and at least cheer Jim on in some sort of fashion.
Yay!
Well, thank you kindly. Yeah.
So stay tuned, everyone, for the next race, and for everyone here, thanks for watching, and see you next race.